Okay, so I think that we have the children somewhat contained this week, but no promises. They could be in here, in anywhere, in any minute. So heading into today, I was trying to just kind of root myself in some good truth to sustain, whether it was great news, good news, bad news, really bad news. It didn't matter which direction it went. I was just trying to root myself in some truths, and so. Romans 8, such a thick, such a beautiful chapter in the Bible, but it says it says this, picking it up in verse really 20. For the creation was subjected in futility, not willingly, but because of him who subjected it in hope, that the creation itself will be set free from its bondage to corruption and obtain the freedom of the glory of the children of God. For we know that the whole of creation has been groaning together in the pains of childbirth until now. And not only creation, but we ourselves who have the first fruits of the Spirit, we groan inwardly as we wait eagerly for the adoption as sons, the redemption of our bodies. For in this hope we were saved. Now, hope that is seen is not hope, for who hopes in what he sees? But if we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it with patience. And really what I was dwelling on and thinking on out of that text is, regardless of what the news was, I've got, in whether I live 20 more years, 30 more years, 40 more years, or 2 more years, the truth is I've got some pain coming for me, but as adopted son of God, that pain is like the pain of childbirth. It's giving birth to something. So my mind, my heart, the things I've been reflecting on and praying on and really celebrating is the fact that all I really have in my future is ever increasing joy in Jesus. And so that's where kind of my head's been and my heart's been going into today. Now, today, we went in and we had an MRI done for 40 minutes, so in the tube for 40. And those scans turned out really, really, really well. So my brain and my head are healing very well. The swelling's kind of gone down from the surgery and then the radiation. And so there was some concern about some signaling, even during the surgery. There were some signals further back in my brain, a lot towards things that matter, towards speech and memory and motor skills. And so Dr. Barnett, because we had been in surgery for 8 hours already, didn't want to cut into those, knowing that it could affect my ability to speak, knowing it could affect my ability to move. And so he didn't cut those because it didn't quite look like tumor or cancerous cells, but it just didn't look right. If it would have been closer to the front, he would have cut it out. But so he left it there. And so today in the MRI, that signaling is still there, but it has shrank. And so that the fact that it has shrunk some is really good news. And so our neuro-oncologist was excited about the scans. She thought they looked great. And so we've still got to go ahead with, and this is the only bad news of the day. It turns out that we're not going to do 6 months of chemotherapy. We're going to do a year of chemotherapy. And really the reasoning behind that was that she said that protocol in Europe was 6 months, but that the latest research showed that for a stage 3 oligodendroglioma, that the best thing to do would be 12 to 18 months to really eradicate and destroy it. And so we'll do a year, and then after a year we'll sit back down and go, do we need to press on into the 18 months, or are we done? And so the plan is we'll get our chemotherapy in the mail, which sounds funny, soon. And then don't think I'm crazy for saying something like that. No one wants to steal poison. So they're going to deliver the chemo, and we'll start Sunday night. Sunday night, because they say that on day 5 and then day 6, most people experience a great deal of fatigue. And so by starting on Sunday night, I'm kind of bouncing back come Sunday morning when it's time to preach, and not kind of having that as my worst day. And so that's the plan. So starting this Sunday night, we'll take the chemotherapy. It is a much higher dose of the same kind of chemotherapy I was on, the Timidar. And so they'll ease me into full dosage. So this first 5 days on, 23 days off, will be at like 320, 340. What did 320?
20.
320. And then we'll ease up the next month or the month after that to 440. And then we'll be at 440 milligrams from there on out. But my body seems to be responding very well. I was honestly hoping just for the kind of the miracle to walk in and them go, man, we're done here. You're healed and go home. But man, I'm grateful to the Lord and ecstatic that He's found fit to give me more time, and that's what today gave me. today gave me, that those cells didn't turn into, if you'll remember back 4 or 5 blogs ago, that they didn't turn into what they were calling bad characters. They haven't gone aggressive glioblastoma multiforme. They haven't aggressively sought to kill me. And so the Lord has kept that at bay, and I'm unbelievably grateful. And so now what I've got ahead for me is a little bit more pain of childbirth and ever-increasing joy. So love you guys. Thanks for praying. If you could pray Sunday night in particular, as this does some damage to the stomach and wears out the stomach, and you tend to get a lot more nauseous on the higher dosage. So pray for me. I love you very much. Thank you.